What is going on, guys? Back with another video. Yeah, it is late Sunday night, almost going into Monday morning, sitting here watching the football game. Buffalo playing San Francisco. And I want to ask you guys a question. How was your weekend? How did your Black Friday go? Did you find anything worth picking up as far as retro games or just gaming in general? I really didn't find much of anything. I did pick up some games a while back, probably about a week ago, and I think I do want to show one game that I'll talk about later that I did find. But I don't really want to make this video about this, but I did find this. This is Volvo Drive for Life. This is actually sealed, never opened, and I've heard bad things about the game, but we'll talk about that at a different time. But what I really wanted to get into is like the fact that there's not much going on as far as picking up things for the holidays. I did buy some stuff for my son, but for me, with my collection the way it is, which at the end of the year, I'm going to get into that collection. I'm going to talk about everything in my collection as of 2024. I really figured out that I don't need anything or that I want anything that could be a good addition to my collection. Now, I did say in a previous video there's maybe like four, maybe six more retro games that I want. Now, those retro games are expensive. These are Japanese exclusive games that are, up into hundreds of dollars. I'll take that back. Maybe two of them are in the high, 80s, $90. But I do want those games, and I think, once I get those games, I know I'll be done. But as far as the new stuff, I can't find anything, that I will say, hey, I want that. I've seen, some people, give me some advice saying that I should get like the new Silent Hill 2 remake, or go get Dead Space, the remake of that. I'm gonna be honest, I don't want any remake stuff. I mean, I have Dead Space 1 on the 360, which I can play on my Xbox Series, and I also have Silent Hill 2 on the original Xbox. I'm not sure if I really want to go down that route to play remakes. I mean, and to be quite honest, I've been finding a lot of joy buying games that are, that came out initially for that particular console, or if it's a version of it on my PC that I could pick up. And I've just been having a blast with it. Like, it's just, for me, I feel like at the end of the day, there's a charm to these games built for certain consoles. And I find a lot of joy playing them, and looking at the differences between those and whatever a remake does. Or let's say, for instance, if it was remastered or whatever, outside of it like being a phenomenal game that I want to play, like I've been playing a good bit of Grand Theft Auto, the definitive edition again. um, I love that game. I love those games. I mean, you can see the game right up here. I still love playing it, but even that, I'm like, it just don't hit the same, man. So for me, in Black Friday or whatever, I'm starting to realize that I may have come to the apex of my collection. I think I figured out that there's not much that I really want as far as any new games that would excite me outside of those six or seven. Well, I'll say 6 or 7 games that I want that are retro. I can't find anything new that I would want. I go on the internet and I find that there's some new games out here, but I just don't see any. You know, I just see no reason to get them. A lot of games that one thing that's really a problem is the games that do interest me are like some of the actual remakes. They interest me, but what I do is when I see that, like, man, I might as well go get the original one, because okay, they made a remake of that game. Okay, what the original one is like, and it's like, okay, well, I mean, I think I showed it in the pickup video. I picked up Odin Spear for the PS2, but a while back, even when probably about a year or so ago, I bought Odin Spear for the PS4, and I'm just looking at it like, maybe I should get the PS2 version and see which one I like better, because I don't want to ruin the experience of the OG. And that's one of the things that I've been, tussling and fighting with myself with. Actually, buying, these games, and I'll be like, man, what's the old one like? Or I have the old one now. Why would I get the new one? And like I said, I've been looking on Steam. I did buy a couple of games on Steam, which I don't necessarily count as pickups, to be honest. And I was like, yeah, I bought them, but I don't count them as pickups. I did buy some games on the Black Friday Steam, which was cool, but it's not the same like when you go out and buy a game for Black Friday. And like I said, I bought a few games that I'll talk about at a later time. One is a phenomenal game I'm glad I got for the Dreamcast. And I guess you can add this to my retro side of things, which I'll talk about later in another video. But it's just that I just can't find anything that's worth me picking up anymore. I think that a lot of other people may feel this way, and it's like I guess you get a little bit older. Like me, I'm in my early 40s, so I'm good at pretty much picking up everything that I want. In general, in my life, I got everything that I want. I do want to buy another house, but that's a whole nother situation. But as far as material stuff, I think it's got to the point where I'm slowed all the way down, and everything that I buy, it may be a small thing here and there, but mostly it's for my son. And that's where I'm like, okay, what am I doing now? Because like it kind of sucks, but I know at the end of the day, my collection is complete. As far as retro games, there's nothing else that I would really, want outside of the games I told you about. And maybe there's something on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series that I would say, hey, I want to pick up. But I mean, there's an issue right now where people are talking about this Xbox thing, which I'll talk about that in the next video, where people are really getting frustrated about the lack or the abandonment the Xbox is doing to their gamers as far as the physical copies of games, which we'll talk about that in another video, which I just don't want to get into that now because I want to process that. That's why I didn't make that video now. But when I look at Black Friday and everything that I'm trying to obtain when it comes to my satisfaction and my hobby, it gives me another reason it gives me another reason and another situation to understand that I'm pretty much closer to actually completing this thing. If I can come up with a good, I'll say, if I come up with a good $1,000 or $1,200 of spending money just to come across, I'll probably buy the last 4 or 5 games that I want for my retro collection, and after that I'm good, and I'll probably be looking at some maybe PS4, PS5, Xbox One, maybe even some PS3 and Xbox 360 games that I may find interested. But even that, I think that ship is starting to sell as well, because I know there's some phenomenal games on the PS3 and Xbox 360, even on the PlayStation 4, and I guess you could say Xbox One. But I just don't see myself, picking up too many of them unless I, catch that bug again where I'm like, I got to get this. And full disclosure, if you've been following this channel, it happens. One day or one couple of weeks, I feel like I want to stop and don't pick up anything. And then I go to the store and I start seeing some games and I start buying, but maybe about 3 PS3 games here, 2 PS4 games there, a couple Xbox 360 games. And before you know it, I got 10 Xbox, 6 and not 6, but 7th and 8th generation games out of nowhere, and I'm like, how did I get these? So it happens, but I know as far as 6th generation on down, I have those handful of games that I wanted. I talked about 7 times in this video already, so I know I'm done with 6th generation on down. There's nothing out there. I've seen it all. I've done it all. I've been collecting for over 20 years now, and I know there's nothing else in that spectrum, that generation, I could say, hey man, I don't have this, so I'm good. I got a handful of games that I can count on one hand that I'm good with, but I don't know, maybe 7th and 8th generation might be where it's at, but I just don't see myself pretty much picking up any games for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series as of yet. Now, I'm gonna get out of here because I could ramble all day. The Xbox Series, Xbox One games, I may pick those up because I talked about this earlier when it comes to a video that I want to make next. When it comes to these gamers are saying that Xbox is kind of ignoring the physical copies of games. I think this may be the last generation for Xbox, and this may be one reason why I will pick up as many Xbox Series, Xbox One games that I want, or that I can, because I don't see, Xbox may not do this anymore. And if they are, I'll be extremely surprised because they don't look like they're going in that direction. Nevertheless, another ramble. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think. We will be talking about that Xbox situation. I want to get a full in-depth and get my thoughts together before I talk about that, because it's late and I didn't want to, talk about that right now. So look out for that video, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy. I'm out. Peace.